Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video we're going to talk about bronze collection tokens, how you can farm them or if you can farm them, changes that will occur throughout the process of obtaining them, and then talking about who you should consider spending or what you should consider spending your bronze collection tokens on. Now, what are bronze collection tokens? Well, to cut a long story short, bronze collection tokens are a special currency that players can earn from the anniversary. The World of Warcraft 20th anniversary event is currently up until the 8th of January. It is up for a pretty long time, but the anniversary drops from certain quests, this bronze celebration token that you see here. Now, it's very important to understand that there are one-time only bronze celebration rewards from certain quests, but the majority of these will come from weekly quests. These currencies can be obtained, and we'll talk about exactly which quests, etc., and how it all works and whether you can farm it up next. So bronze celebration tokens are obtained by completing certain quests. A lot of the times they are the weekly quests, but there is also a daily quest that players can achieve. This is an alternative character of mine, and you will notice that when I'm going to complete all of these quests, the vast majority of them do not indicate that I'm receiving bronze celebration tokens. This is because you can only obtain the bronze celebration tokens for your first time completion of the quests. For example, Chromie's Codex gives 3 bronze celebration tokens per completion. This only applies for the first character to do it. The other characters will receive their caches and everything, but they won't receive the currency. The reason the currency still shows for my quest for the Time Walking Dungeons and for Disturbed Blackrock Depths is because I have yet to complete these quests on my account. If I should complete them with this character, it will come unavailable for other characters. There is one quest that will refresh every single day that is available from Yelana. That is the Celebrate Good Fun quest, and you can complete that on whichever character you decide for 1 daily token. The big thing is that you cannot farm these really quickly. Unfortunately, these take a while to get, at least in the beginning. Something that's very important under the World Events section, if you take a look at Anniversary Celebration, you will find that there is an achievement called Token Collector. This tracks the amount of tokens that you have collected across all of your characters, and once you get to 100, you will then be able to obtain a lot more bronze celebration tokens from repeatable content. So that means quests, etc., etc. So it's a very important achievement. Obviously in the beginning it's time gated, so let's say for the first 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how quickly you farm, you probably will find that it's going to take you that time to get here. For most players it's going to take you up to 4 weeks, because pretty much completing everything nets you around 27, so it's going to take you around 4 weeks to get to 100. Once you get to 100 though, you will instantly increase the amount of bronze celebration tokens you can get, which is really good. They may later on change this depending on player feedback, but for now it's not really a super farmable currency. So yeah, but that's really it. Bronze celebration tokens can only really be used at 3 vendors in the World of Warcraft event. Those 3 vendors can all be found in the main hub that you see here. So when you come and start the 20th anniversary event, you will see the main hub here, so you can obviously come and complete it. And those 3 vendors are Treya, Storekeeper Reginald, and then obviously Historian Maeda. There are other vendors, but they do not utilize the bronze collection tokens. So you can see here, they don't utilize it. You can see pretty much from everyone else they don't utilize it. There might be 1 or 2 that sell consumables for it, but it's nothing major. So you have your 3 vendors. You have Taia. Now Taia, she sells the tier 2 ensemble sets. These are all reworked tier 2 sets based on the original vanilla World of Warcraft experience. You can see here some really awesome sets for your classes. This is probably the highlight of this event for a lot of players. I think the vast majority of them are incredibly keen to get pretty much every single one of these ensemble sets. You can see that they cost 60, so you're probably only going to be able to get them by the 3rd week. We'll talk a little bit about that now, but let's look at some of the other rewards before we talk about what to get first. Storekeeper Regional sells the pets related to the anniversaries. These pets you might have if you participated. There are also 2 mounts that will appear here based on previous anniversaries. You can obtain them if you wish, obviously if you do not have them. And then finally we have a historian, Madly. She sells cosmetic items mainly, as well as some time warped gear, but her big draw card is obviously her pet, Little Doomy, and of course the Cold Flame cosmetic weapons, which players can obviously purchase along with some toys. So there's quite a bit to get if you add everything up. Like for example here, you're going to need around 76 just for Madly. Of course, if you look at Storekeeper Reginald, that is at the very least another 70 that you will need if you need the 2 mounts. And then you will also need obviously for Taia, and you're going to need quite a bit. So there's a lot to farm, and a lot of players are concerned about the time period in which you can get it. Firstly, remember as always the achievement we've already mentioned, which will dramatically increase your earnings. But there's another achievement that's also very important, the upgraded apparel. After buying your first tier 2 set, every other set will become massively discounted. This will make farming the currencies a lot less imperative, as you find that these will all become much cheaper. Overall, if we're looking at what to begin with, personally I would suggest that you start with your armor set. Obviously discounting, it doesn't really matter when you do it, but it is nice to get it out the way, as it's the biggest, bulkiest, most expensive purchase, and obviously it's one of your primary goals for this event. However, there are some other really cool things. The pets are really cool, obviously, but these should all return. If you speak to Storekeeper Reginald, he says that he won't be back next year, but basically he could be lost in time for 5 or more years. So basically it will be back, but there is a chance that it's going to take a while. So what I would suggest is picking up obviously the pets you don't have. Those are more of a collection purpose, so I would leave them last. Next we have the different variations of this cosmetic gear, plus obviously the current pet for the current celebration. You can get all of this for roughly the same price as the other pets. Personally, what I would do is take a look at the Cold Flame gear. It isn't too bad. It is reskins of pre-existing armor, however, so you don't have to go for it. I would say the Cold Flame ring, the toy, is probably the only thing that I would really look at. And then I would say Little Doomy, because he's obviously a pet. That would probably be my incentives. You can also purchase Time Warp badges if you so happen to get all the rewards, but I would leave that for last. So if we had to really sum up everything that you can get, I would probably say this. Go to Taia, get your set bonus first, so that you can get that out the way. It's the bulkiest purchase, and everything else will become discounted, which makes comparing them a lot easier. I would then say go to Storekeeper Reginald, and I would take a look at if you can grab the mounts later on during the celebration. I would highly suggest that you look at grabbing them if you do not have them. It is very important. Aside from the mounts, I would then go to Historian Madly and rather look at purchasing, for example, Little Doomy, along with whichever Cold Flame gear I like, and the Cold Flame ring, because I really like the toys. From there on, it's pretty much all up to you. Personally, of course, I will say, most of these armor sets are really cool. And honestly speaking, even if you don't play every class, I would highly suggest at least grabbing your top 5 played classes. You will never know when you'll want these, and when they come back is really a mystery, and they are really nice in some cases. So I highly suggest really that you focus on the transmog. That's it. Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video